Hi, and welcome to the video on dividing by a decimal. In this video, you're going to see a number of examples that will help you understand what it means to divide by a decimal. So let's take a look. I'm going to show you how to divide by a decimal by showing you a pattern that occurs when we do something to certain numbers. Let's say I want to do 2 divided by 0.1 and I want to work out this answer. Well, the first thing that I'm going to do is I'm actually going to multiply both of my numbers by 10. The reason why I'm doing that is that'll move this decimal point to the right one spot, and if I multiply 2 by 10 I get 20. So let's see what happens when I do 20 divided by 1. In your heads you should know that 20 divided by 1 is 20. Now let's see what happens when I multiply both of those numbers by 10 as well. So 20 times 10 is 200. I just add a 0 to the end, and 1 times 10 is 10. Now let's see what happens when I answer this question. 200 divided by 10, well, that's 20. See how I get the same answer? Let's see what happens if I multiply by 10 again. So if I multiply this 200 by 10, I add an extra 0. And when I multiply this 10 by 10, I add an extra 0. So 2000 divided by 100, that's also 20. What I'm showing you here is that if I multiply both of my numbers by 10, I get bigger numbers that I'm dividing, but my answer remains the same. Let's just do it one more time. So if I times 2000 by 10, I have 20,000. And if I times 100 by 10, I have 1,000. So how many thousands go into 20,000? 20 of them. They're always the same. So coming back to my starting question, 2 divided by 0.1, this is also going to be 20. Now if you want to think about it in a real life context, think about $2 divided by 10 cents. How many 10-cent pieces are there in $2? Well, if I have 20 10-cent pieces, that's going to give me $2. So $2 divided by 10 cents is going to be 20. So let's take a look at what I did in order to get my answer. To get my answer, what I need to do is multiply both of my numbers by 10 so that instead of dividing by 0.5 in this example, I'll be dividing by 5. See, if I multiply both the 4 and the 0.5 by 10, that will turn the 0.5 into a 5. And if I multiply the 4 by 10, I get 40. This is going to give me the same answer. 40 divided by 5 is going to give me the same answer as 4 divided by 0.5. 40 divided by 5 is 8. So 4 divided by 0.5 is also going to be 8. Let's take a look at 30 divided by 0.3. Again, I don't want to divide by a decimal. I want to divide by a whole number. So I'm going to multiply this 0.3 by 10 to turn 0.3 into 3. But when I multiply one number by 10, I've also got to multiply the other number by 10 as well. So 30 times 10 is 300. 300 divided by 3 is going to give me the same answer as 30 divided by 0.3. 300 divided by 3 is just 100. So 30 divided by 0.3 is also going to be 100. Let's do two more. Let's say I had 1.5 divided by 0.05. Let's see if I can work this one out. Well, I don't want to divide by 0.05. I want to make sure that's a whole number. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to move this decimal point not once, but twice to the right hand side. That's multiplying by 100. And I have to do the same thing to the 1.5 as well. So I have to move the decimal point not one spot, but 2 spots to the right. Now you'll notice that I've jumped something here that's not there. That means that this 1.5 becomes 150. And I'll be dividing that by 5. 150 divided by 5 is 30, which means that 1.5 divided by 0.05 is also going to be 30. This is how we divide by decimals. I'll do one more. Let's say it's 1.5 again divided by 0.005. I want to make sure that I'm dividing by a whole number. So I'm going to move this decimal point that's in my second number. I'm going to move it not once, not twice, but 3 times to the right. Which means I'm going to do the same thing to my first number. I'm going to move it not once, not twice, but 3 times to the right. This will make 1.5, 1500, 1500, and I'll be dividing by 5. 1500 divided by 5 is 300, which means that 1.5 divided by 0.005 is also 300. So what should you write? A heading dividing by decimals, and then the rule: when dividing by a decimal, multiply both numbers by 10, 100, or 1000 until the number you are dividing by is whole, then divide as normal. It's then a good idea to write down those 4 examples that I did with the working out and what they equal. And that's it. Hopefully now you know how to divide by a decimal. Remember, multiply both numbers until the second number is whole, and then divide as normal. Good luck.